In this particular video, we will look into the details of liverworts, which are a type of bryophytes, as well as we will look into the economic importance of bryophyte. Talking about the liverworts, these are members of bryophytes, so these will be requiring water for sexual reproduction, and that is how these will grow in moist, shady habitats. Plant body will be thalloid, that is, it will not be divided into true roots, stem, leaves. The thallus will be dorsiventral in the case of liverworts, and it will be closely pressed to the substrate. There will be leafy members, and these will have leaf-like appendages. These appendages will be present in two rows on stem-like structures. Talking about reproduction, the first is asexual reproduction and the second is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction occurs by the fragmentation of thallus. A very important part of asexual reproduction is by the formation of structures called as gemma, or its singular we can call it gemma. Now these gemma or gemma are specialized structures. These are green multicellular asexual buds, and these are produced in small receptacles, and the receptacles are called gemma cups, which are present on this body thalli. Now these gemma cups will be producing these gemma, and these gemma will ultimately get detached from the parent body, and these will germinate and form new members. Next is the sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, there will be male and female sex organs which will be present over here. After fertilization, there will be formation of sporophyte. So zygote will form sporophyte. Sporophyte will have three parts: foot, seta, and capsule. This particular capsule structure in this meiosis will occur, and that is how haploid spores will be formed, and spores will germinate to form free living gametophyte. A very common example of liverwort is Merkensia. After this, talking about the economic importance of bryophytes. So bryophytes have little economic importance. So some importance of these bryophytes we can talk about is mosses. Now, mosses can provide food for herbaceous mammals, birds, and other animals. So, slight use is there of mosses. Then, we talk about an example of moss, that is sphagnum. Now, sphagnum provides peat, P-E-A-T, peat. Now, this peat can be used as fuel. It can be also used as packaging material for shipment of living materials, because this can hold water in it. Next, if we talk about the mosses, then mosses and lichens, these are the first organisms that colonize rocks, and that is how these are of great ecological importance. So, if there is a bare rock on which nothing is growing, on these mosses and lichens will first start growing, and these will actually decompose the rocks and make the rock suitable so that other higher plants can grow on it, and we call it plant succession. So these play important role in plant succession on bare rocks and soils. One more use of mosses can be that if we talk about a surface on earth, now in this surface if mosses are present, and if heavy rain will fall on this surface, then it will reduce the impact of rain and it will prevent soil erosion.